suicide on a number of occasions. For the past 13 months, ex-naval officer Jackson has been struggling to come to terms with the unfortunate circumstances he experienced in the Navy.
Captain, look out for the mast! Watch the railing! The lead! Find the lead! The propeller! Oh my God! Shark!
Roland is using a modern synthesizer to compose his jingle. He appears to be struggling with the advanced technology. It's an anxious time, and Hans seems to be lacking rhythm in his technique. Back in the studio, Jackson is having an artist's block. Roland has given up, and his depression is now worse than ever. Earlier, Hans dropped his punting rod, and he's been stuck at the top of the ramp for some time. As a result of stress, Jackson has malfunctioned. He now loops continuously like a scratched record. Disability, depression, stress have created uncertain futures for Hans, Roland, and Jackson. Their prospects do indeed look bleak.
Daniel from Ministry of Sound.
As the hot reelers head for the wormhole. It's like being back at Alton Towers, folks, except with more chance of being shrunk to the size of a sprocket. In racing, anything can happen, and most of the time, it probably does. Set your course for the newest talent in the galaxy of digital animation.
Earth in the 21st century, like a story becoming history, began to change. As climatic events took over and our illusion to control slipped forever from our grasp, something else began. Whether by some internal trigger or some groundswell of psychic energy, people started to believe. Now anything seemed possible. Out of this world he emerged, like an urban myth. In another time, no one would have believed. Driving into the night, we'd listen out on the airline frequencies.
Central Land 27 right, Centre Swift. Shuttle 9 to ground. We have a pedestrian in the flight path. How to respond, over? Losing altitude now, heading south-southeast.
Then the race would be on to get there before the services arrived and scared him off. We would miss him by minutes. All we got was the static he left behind. Then out of the blue, he made contact.
You have been looking for me. If you want an interview, meet me underwater in the Grand Union Canal. I have found something very important I need to show you.
He would only meet us underwater. I had no choice. All we could make out was a faint glow in the distance, but we swam towards it. We got close enough to make out his figure. He swam away quickly. We had to work hard to keep up. When we caught up with him, he turned towards us, drifting down through the water. He raised his arm out, his fingers clenched over his palm. He opened his fingers and made a cup out of his hand. Raising it towards us, he said,
I have tried to help stop help you but this, and you have waited and waited for such a long time, only to follow, and follow like murderers follow. So these are the temples and memories of your future. These are the drownings of your drowned lives.
and that was it. That was our interview.
Listening to that.
Well, if you paid more attention to the road and less to depressing old country and western...
Longhorn Roy ain't country and western.
We're lost, and you're worried about some dead singer. We've been on this road for hours. We must have missed our turn.
We didn't miss our turn. Haven't seen a turn for ages.
Wrong turn. You must have taken a wrong turn.
Yes, dear.
Silly old fool.
Yes, dear.
Mother said I should never have married a fool like you. He's a dreamer, she said, and a wanderer, and a wastrel.
So why did you marry me?
You had a car. Though if I'd known we'd still be in it 30 years later...
Well, you never listened to your mother anyway.
Well, maybe I should have.
Maybe you should.
Cookie?
Long as your mother didn't bake 'em.
Now, Vern, you shouldn't speak ill of the dead.
Isn't that what you used to say about her meatloaf?
Do you remember the first time you ate at our house?
That loaf was so bad, I had to hide chunks of it in my pockets.
And then she asked if you'd like some more.
I was too afraid to say no. Your mother may have been the worst cook in the world, but she could have wrestled a grizzly.
Another cookie, dear.
Oh, no thank you, honey. You know how they give me gas.
Looks like it could come in handy. Oh, dear.
Vera, I think you could be right about that wrong turn.
And it means very the Pope. Isn't that funny? That's my husband over there, Dwight. Woo, Dwight! Don't mind him. Ever since he got that animal film, he's been completely engrossed. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yes. I'm actually named after the place where I was conceived. It's a terribly exclusive campsite in America. Oh.
Ah! Madam, you have come.
Oh, Mr. Robot.
Oh, fish ponds.
Silicon, never know.
Here we are, still on planet Mars, I think. And this thing here is meant to be the only, the only evidence of extraterrestrial life.
Tell me why we've come all of this way to see a rock.
I don't know, Trey. Well, you know, it's dead old and that, isn't it? Hey, Trey, I've got an idea. Take camera and go and stand over there.
Going what?
Honestly, go on, there's a good girl. Go on, please. Love you. Oh, you bugger.
Is this for?
Jesus.
Will you get your hands out of your pants?
Hold on. I got bloody sand in me crack. Oh, that's better. Right. Have you got me in this statue all in?
Yeah!
I've always wanted to do this. Hey, Trey, say hello to me new pal, Rocket. Go on, son, cough, cough.
My mother was right.
May I have this dance?
Dwight! Dwight!
But what?
The statue is...
Seems like all the folks in the little town I grew up in seem to spend their whole lives hiding their own secrets and looking for everyone else's. Mama says that Daddy was always on business trips to new territories.
Are we all square now, Bob?
Well, yeah. Until next month's payments, I guess.
Of course, he wasn't my real daddy. Bob was good-looking, charming and lucky, but cunning and selfish. Mom said my real daddy was kind, but quiet and funny-looking. She married Bob because she thought Jesus had come into his life. He kept his secret hidden away where not even my mom knew about it. But the best folk, if you handle them nicely, they'll bend like a blade of grass. But if you try to bully them forcefully, they won't budge 1 inch. Mama said real daddy was like that. A lot of folks around here believe in magic of some kind or another. Mama says that magic is just things we don't understand yet. Bob quickly became the top flooring salesman in his region. Because Bob believed in himself, other people believed him. That's how it works. Old Bob was never short on confidence.
Okay, Mr. Harley is a good customer, and I like you.
He was never short of horseshit either. In our new neighborhood, there were a lot of prowlers. Bob told Mama once that there was a lot of enemies out there, after his money. Sometimes, I didn't think it was enemies after his money. Sometimes, I thought it was someone else, looking for something else.
You lied to me. Your other women, your customers, your boss. May God forgive you.
I took you on because no one else loved you. Or else, where is he? He left you with that freak child.
Don't you dare speak his name or hers.
Speak his name? No one knows his name. Who is he? Some hobo who breeds through town? Some nigger?
He was gentle and kind and worth 1,000 of you. She just couldn't stay.
Ha! Didn't want to hang around and take care of his ugly baby more like.
Because of people like you.
Jesus, what the hell's that sound? Get out of my goddamn way.
I found the medal Bob had been keeping and gave it back to Daddy. Sometimes things are real that no one believes in. And sometimes things are only real because you believe in them.
We are moving at the speed of time.